Can you believe that we're halfway through the 2025 Diecast Competition season? I mean, that is insane. Folks, ladies and gentlecars, my name is Farkle8000, and seeing as we're halfway through the season, I believe it is a very appropriate time to run the mid-season tournament. If you watched the All-Star New Year's tournament from the very beginning of the season and the year, then you basically already know how this tournament is going to work and the rules for it. It works the exact same, but for those of you who didn't watch it, I'll fill you in. So a tournament is not for points. It is purely for bragging rights and track position in the garage. And currently, the best track position you can get is starting at second place. Or I guess technically starting second place, because spoiler alert, we have some new rookies for the July competition. But the best you can get is starting second place. That is where Diablo was, because Diablo is in this tournament. And since that's where he was, that is the best you can get. We have a total of 14 competitors in this season's mid-season tournament. I thought we were going to have the same amount of competitors we had in the All-Star New Year's tournament from earlier this year, but I was wrong. I was one race short. We have 4 races for round 1, which means we will then have 2 races for round 2, and we will end with a 1v1 in round 3. In order to enter this tournament, there are 2 specifications, one of which is pretty easy. The second one I'll have to explain a little bit. The first one, which is the easy one, you gotta be in the top 10 in points. That one's pretty simple. And then it is the winners of either the mid-season tournament, which this is the second year we're doing the mid-season tournament, so there's only one, or the winners of the March Break Madness tournament. Before we had the mid-season tournament, we had the March Break Madness tournament. I was in high school, and so we ran a tournament when I was on March Break. Well, now I'm no longer in high school, and no longer have a March Break, so this is the second year of the mid-season tournament, and everyone who won the March Break Madness tournament gets to compete in this one, because this is basically the March Break Madness tournament just a little later in the season. And now that you know the requirements to enter this competition, let's meet your competitors. For introducing competitors, we will start with the top 10. And first in points is a competitor who needs absolutely no introduction. It is Comic. He has a couple of wins this season. Second in points is Roadster. Third in points is Demon. Shockingly, he has never won a mid-season tournament. I don't think he's ever won a tournament, period. Fourth in points is Mock. Fifth in points is Stingray. And got very lucky right here that she had a great first half of the season, because Race and Land did not go her way whatsoever. In fact, Stingray's position on track in the garage is the lowest a competitor can fall. I believe it is around 90 points. Sixth place is GM, having a relatively quiet season, had a great Race and Land, pulled himself into the top 10. Seventh place is Chomps, came so close to winning the All-Star New Year's tournament a couple of years ago. Maybe he can get some redemption in the mid-season tournament. Eighth in points is Carrera. Ninth in points is Diablo. He is the highest position that you can be at. I've already mentioned it. He was second in Race and Land. Therefore, technically second place is the highest you can be. And finally, 10th place, just barely holding on to the top 10, is Virtual. Virtual has got to be thanking the bug for DNFing in the June competition, because without that DNF, Virtual would not be in. It would be the bug instead. But there we go. That is your top 10, which means there are 4 competitors who entered, winning either the mid-season tournament or the March Break Madness tournament. So in order, we have Blitz, who won the 2021 March Break Madness tournament. Voltage won the March Break Madness tournament in 2022, and the All-Star New Year's tournament earlier this season in crazy fashion. Maybe he can sweep the tournaments this year. Who knows? 2023's March Break Madness tournament was Symbol, and then the only mid-season tournament winner we've had so far was Plymouth. He beat out Baseline last year, and Baseline nowhere near either the top 10 or a tournament winner. Now that you know your competitors, here are how they line up. We have 2 races of 4. We have 2 races of 3. That last race right there is going to be very interesting. Both Diablo and Carrera are very wide competitors, so putting them in the middle lanes might be a little tricky. Though I say that, but Diablo did show that he can run in lane 3 in Race and Land. So, I don't know, maybe we can figure out something there so they don't look too weird. But now you know your competitors, you know how they line up. Let's stall no more and get in to the mid-season tournament. Also, a quick reminder, actually, because I did think this was a little obvious, but in case it is not, we are back to the regular track that we have been using for most of the first half of this season. We'll be using it for the rest of the year. Our special competitions are over. Talking about that sharp-angled drag race track to the finish line. That is what we are using for this tournament and the rest of the season. So hope you like it, because we ain't leaving it until next year. So now with that out of the way, your lineup for race 1 of this tournament, from right to left, is Rookie, Stingray, Voltage, Virtual, and Plymouth. It's Plymouth out the fastest, Voltage the closest to him, a bounce, up on 2 wheels now on the side of the track for Virtual, a bounce, coming to the finish line, and Voltage will take the victory. And we're back to the regular look right here as well. Plymouth falls to last place. He will not go back-to-back in the mid-season tournament. He started with the lead, didn't get a run through the transition, and then also looked like he wobbled as well. As Virtual, who got on the side of the track, able to save it, comes home in second. And a disappointing finish here for Stingray. So good on the regular track, on this track here, I mean, and just didn't have the speed here. Voltage, looking to go back-to-back in tournaments, won the All-Star New Year's tournament earlier this year, looking to win the mid-season tournament. He's advancing to round 2. Next up, we've got Demon, Symbol, Blitz, and Chomps. And it looks to be an even start. Maybe Chomps ahead, coming through the transition, bouncing in Symbols on the side of the track, falling back. It's a drag race to the finish line. And I believe Chomps will just barely beat Blitz at the line as Symbol grinds across the finish line. It is indeed Chomps with the victory. Blitz coming across the line in second place right here. She is the winningest competitor when it comes to tournaments. She has 3 tournament wins. No one else has more than 2. And she comes so close right here to winning this race, advancing to round 2. She does not. Symbol getting on the side of the track. That is unfortunately, a very common thing for him to do this year. He has had a tough season. He does finish the race, though. A good thing to note for the regular competition starting up here again soon. You want to be finishing so you're not getting those DNF points. You want to be getting regular points. Symbol making sure he finished right there, but it's nowhere close to Chomps, who advances to round 2. that was our final 4-car race of this tournament. The last 2 races of round 1 are 3-car races. Next up, we've got 2 rookies in Mach and Roadster with GM. And it looks to be a very even start. Maybe GM a slight bit ahead as he flips. Now onto his roof. It's Mach in the lead ahead of Roadster. He'll claim the victory as GM slides to a halt on his roof. He will DNF this race, which isn't great because he's been having such a good season. He was running forwards right there. Good thing to note for when we come back to the regular competitions. Might have to go backwards for the rest of the season, but really I'm not too sure. Mach pulls ahead, claims the victory, takes advantage of GM's mistake to beat Roadster across the line. Final race of round number 1 contains Carrera, Rookie, Comic, and Diablo. Diablo running in lane 3. He showed that he could run in lane 3 in Race and Land, the last competition we did. So let's see if that was a fluke or not. Diablo, lane 3. Watch for him. And Comic does get going. He actually has the lead coming through the transition. He's still in the lead. But here comes Comic, a drag race right to the finish line. And I think Comic, who is also going in reverse, just barely grabbed the victory. He does indeed. Man, that was tight. Diablo showing he's an absolute god in lane 3. He had the lead to start and then had the lead through the transition. It didn't look like he wobbled or bounced at all. He might be a little too wide to do that anyways, but it didn't look like he made a mistake. Just Comic carried the speed a lot better, showing why he is a 2-time winner on this track this year. Grabs the win, will be advancing to the next round, running in reverse as well. Majority of Comic's success has come going forward, and a lot of his struggles have actually come in reverse. So a great thing right here, Comic in reverse, winning. The rest of the competition should be scared. And here is your final 4. We are not going to have 4 competitors as we usually do going for the victory. It's a tournament. We want to reduce this down to the top 2. Your round 1 results. We have 1 race with Voltage and Chomps. We got another race with Mach and Comic. So guaranteed to have a rookie in round 3. So that's exciting. But who will win though? That's the question. We'll be back in just a second to run round number 2. We begin round number 2 with Voltage and Chomps. They're spread out in lanes 1 and 4. Who's the first competitor to advance to the final round and become the first half of the top 2? They're spread apart, so it's tough to tell, but I think it's Chomps through the transition. A front end bounce there for Voltage. It's a drag race to the finish line. It is super tight as they cross the line, but it's just barely a Voltage who gets the win, will advance to the final round. The top 2 and round 3. So there we go. He is now lined up here at the spot where the top 2 competitors will go. He's the first half, but who will join him in the top 2? We've just seen Voltage advance, so now we've got the rookies. We've got Mach in lane 1, Comic in lane 4. Which rookie will battle the veteran in the top 2? And it looks like it's Comic with a slight lead coming through the transition. A wobble and a drag race coming to the line. I think it's still Comic as they cross the line. It is indeed Comic, and here is your top 2. We have Voltage looking to sweep the tournaments. We have Comic looking to score his first tournament win. We'll be back in just 1 second to run round 3 and introduce to you your top 2. It is time for round 3. the final round and the mid-season tournament. We've got your two competitors ready to be introduced, so I hope you're ready to meet them. Starting in lane number 1, it's Voltage. He's got 4 career wins and 2 tournament wins. He wants to make that 3 and tie with Blitz for the most all-time. It'd be his first mid-season tournament win. He would have the triple, the March Break Madness, the All-Star New Year's, and then the mid-season tournament. But he's got to deal with the competitor who has been beating everyone this entire season. Starting in lane number 4, it's Comic. Comic has 2 career wins, but a goose egg in the tournaments column. This is the first tournament he's ever been a part of. He wants to ruin Voltage's chance at sweeping the 2025 tournaments by scoring his first today. The way this tournament works is like a competition. Competitors will line up in their respective lanes and then race down the track. And then after that one, they'll swap lanes and race again. The first competitor to score 2 in a row will be your winner. It is very important to note that the All-Star New Year's tournament from earlier this year, the one that Voltage won, went to a race 9. A winner-take-all race 9. Could it happen again here today? Well, Voltage is in the field and refuses to lose. So, maybe. So let's get started. Voltage in lane 1, as I've mentioned. Comic in lane 4, who takes the advantage in race 1. And it looks to be maybe Voltage in the lead. A big bounce and a wobble there by Comic. He's still shaking as Voltage takes the checkered flag or crosses the finish line. Voltage takes the advantage after race 1. He needs one more to sweep the tournament. Comic needs to win this next one to deny Voltage of his honor. Drivers now lined up back at the start line, prepped and ready to go. We now have Comic in lane 1, Voltage in lane 4. If Voltage wants to sweep the tournament in 2025, he needs to win this race right here. If Comic wants a chance at his first career tournament win, he's got to win this race and deny Voltage of his history-making victory. And it looks like it's Voltage again out in the lead. A wobble again by Comic, but he's closer this time, coming to the finish line. It's very tight, and it's going to be Comic getting the win. They're now going to swap lanes, move inside 1. Comic in lane 3, Voltage in lane 2, and now I know we're only 2 races in, but I'm starting to get a little bit of deja vu. Voltage won the All-Star New Year's tournament earlier this year at a race 9. We're already going to a 3rd race. Does this keep going? Does this end right here and now? Voltage will have to decide that, or I guess the competitors will have to decide that. Does Comic win this race, or does Voltage deny him and take the advantage back? And it looks like it's a big lead now for Voltage. A big bounce, and Comic was briefly on the side of the track. He is definitely closing as they cross the line, but Voltage will take the win. And I feel like this won't go to a race 9 after that race right there, as Comic was just way in the back right there, but then closed and nearly won the race. Voltage now back with the advantage, back in lane 3, or I guess in lane 3 now. Comic in lane 2. And it looks like it's Comic, maybe with a slight lead onto the flat. It's a big bounce for both competitors. Comic has the lead. Voltage is falling back as the race goes on, and Comic will take the advantage back. This one's going to a race 9. I can't believe it. This one's going to a race 9. We're at least going to a race 5, but I think it's going to go all the way. Comic has had 0 luck in lanes 3 and 4. Voltage, all the luck in lanes 1 and 2. I don't think that this one is going to end any time soon. A short and quick tournament is going to end up long once again. Comic has the advantage. Voltage now in lane number 1. Comic in lane 4. They switch back to their original lanes, and we'll do what we just did all over again. And it looks like it's a very even start. I don't know who's ahead. And now Comic's on the sidewall. A bit of a wobble right there, but he's still right there as they cross the finish line. And Comic is going to somehow hold on to win his first career tournament. What a save right there for Comic. And then the charge, he was refusing to lose and refusing to let the critics realize that he is bad in reverse. He wins this tournament in reverse, scores the victory. It's his 3rd win of the year, his first tournament win. He's got 2 competition wins already, and the rookie is gonna win. I think it is very, very hard to overlook Voltage in this one, though. A very, very well done run here. Came so close to making history. No one has ever swept the tournaments. Voltage came oh so close so many times. That's just that. What a comeback there for Comic on the side of the track, wobbling big, but he refused to let it go. And so there we go. That is the mid-season tournament going all the way to a race 5. Comic gets the victory. He is the 7th tournament winner all time. Blitz still leading. Voltage still at 2. Comic in a 5-way tie for 3rd on the standings. And he is the 2nd mid-season tournament winner all time. That's incredible. So he will be locked in to next year's mid-season tournament. So excited to have him back. Though as good as he's been this year, Comic will likely be in the top 10 next year for this tournament and won't have to rely on this victory, but you never know. Congratulations to Comic for scoring his first career tournament win here today. We'll be back later to run the July competition in August. Subscribe to the channel just down below if you don't want to miss that. We got, I believe, 4 or 5 new rookies here, so it is very, very possible that we have a new winner in July, or we could have an existing winner this season. I have no idea. Whatever it is, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. And until next time, my name is Farkle8000, and we'll see you later.